Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, man. This here's Yak Adventures, and I've got another episode for you. And this one here, I thought I'd start out with a clip from the end of the trip instead of the beginning of the trip. So, how many of you guys, when you get back from your fishing trip, do you have to do exactly what I'm doing or something similar to that? But you end up with a bunch of baits that you robbed from your different tackle boxes, so that you could, instead of bringing the kitchen sink, instead you brought half the kitchen sink and used only one side of the kitchen sink. But anyhow, so I've got a whole bag here of stuff that I've got to go sort through and put back where it goes. And you can see I kind of went through a bunch of different lures and plastics to try to find something that was going to work out today to be able to catch some of these bass. You know, for instance, I had this tied on, this beautiful little swim bait here. It's I think it's a Savage, but man, it's a good looking swim bait. But there was so much wood, I knew I was going to get that hung up, so I switched over to this Mega Bass swim bait and a belly weight hook. And so you can hide the hook, you know, so it wouldn't get snagged up. Anyhow, boy, we had worms. We had big worms. We had swim baits. We had wobble heads. We had more swim baits. We had swim jigs. We had creature baits. And the list goes on and on and on. Anyhow, I put together some video clips. No GoPro yet, so it's kind of all just handheld from the phone. But I guess if I could get you guys to like the videos and subscribe, that would be awesome, so I can grow this channel. And right now, we will get to it. Enjoy the video, guys. Coming up to the dam. Gonna be seeing the reservoir here in just a little bit. We rigged rods all night. Well, not all night, but we rigged rods last night. Got them all ready. Got the kayaks all tied in. We were hoping to get here a little earlier, but we had a little snafu with the gasoline, the pump stations, but we finally got that all straightened out. The anticipation of the morning of the day is upon us as we speak. Oh, and it's drawn, the water's drawn way down. I just saw, got a little clip of it. Probably didn't see it on the video. Anyway, the water's drawn down, a lot of the wood sticking out of the water. I believe we're gonna have I would think we're gonna have a pretty productive bite. A lot less water to fish. Should concentrate the fish. Oh, and here we go. There's our first look at Oh yeah, buddy. Nobody's behind me, right? Okay, there's some wood down there. Yeah, all right. We're getting there. All right, anticipation is high. We're gonna give it our best, right, Cam?
Yes, sir.
All right, we got plenty of structure to fish. All right, let's get on it. Okay, been throwing this jerk bait about 10 minutes and 5 minutes, nothing. We turn the boat around. Cameron has had 3 or 4 frog bites, and then he switched to a Cinco and caught the bass. You got him? Yeah, buddy. Anyway, I guess it's a smallmouth. Right on. So I'm going to switch to a different color Stunno 112 here and make Hank Cherry proud. Well, I did not bring the other Stunno 112 that I wanted to use. That was basically kind of this color here, so I tied on a 6 cents jerk bait. This is a killer color here. The water is real clear, so we're going to use this and keep flipping, or not flipping, we're going to keep casting. Okay, we're going to go try this isolated tree right here. See if there's any fish laying up underneath it or beside it with the jerk bait. And work our way down here around the point where the smoke's on the water. Beautiful, beautiful morning. All right, Cameron, since he had the frog bite, I'm gonna go ahead and do a whopper plopper through here, try to get a little topwater bite going. And I pulled out my swim bait rod that had a really nice, like a HUD style swim bait, but I think it's a Savage. And I thought I'd give that a throw from the bank here, since I pulled over to pull out the whopper plopper. And anyway, first cast I had a hit on the rubber trout, so I decided to throw that a little bit. And I just flung it into a tree over there, and it went like round and round and round and round, and probably tied up a couple of different figure 8 knots, so it's definitely gonna need to be retrieved. So I'm gonna get that retrieved, tie on the whopper plopper, and work my way out to the point where there's chop on the water for the jerkbait bite, because it wasn't happening here where it's flat, and play with the top water for a little bit. Cameron's caught his second one on a Cinco, I think. Alright guys, I just got my first one on a top water on the whopper plopper. I got the smoke coming off the water, the wind coming in my face. This is totally awesome. Cranking in that whopper plopper, and it's just spraying water everywhere, and then big blow up on top of the water. Man, this is worth getting up early for right here. This moment right here. Okay, this lake is super clear and lots of wood. So I'm not going to throw the lower swim bait. I'll probably risk losing it, getting snagged up. I'm going to use this one here. It's got a weedless hook and underspin. And I'm gonna just really try to catch a big one. The whopper plopper has worked. Got a couple on that, or had a couple blow-ups. How many?
Still at 2.
I've had 2 blow. I got one smallmouth, and then I had another blow-up.
Oh, cool.
All right, we figured something out. Haha, finally. Yeah, dude, we got a big old fatty here, and we're in gin clear water off a main point here. And it's been fished by another angler, and then I came in behind him. I got overwhelmed with all that wood, and I was getting snagged up and everything. So I went to the old Carolina rig with a creature bait, and we got a fatty. We're gonna weigh her in a minute here, but that's my first Galesville Reservoir largemouth. And I've had a couple trout follow up my creature bait, but that thing choked it. I mean, choked it. All right. Look at that fatty. Oh, dude. Yeah. We just got to slow down and fish these things. That's all we got to do. That's all we got to do. Okay, we got a 288. Not a bad way to start the day. Took a while to figure this one out. Look how clear the water is, guys. We've got to be real careful. I mean, woohoo, look at that. Look at that, baby. Alright, enough messing around with her. We'll unhook her. Oh, we have switched a lot of different things and started watching the bottom, and we kind of got out of most of that wood. And so I started doing some deep cranking, and we got a little smallmouth. I mean, I wouldn't call it giant. Ain't very big, but I mean, ain't very small. But anyhow, what am I trying to say here? He's not a dink, but he's definitely not a big one. Anyhow, we got him on a deep diving crankbait. We're going to keep try to get some more. Alright, it's a 2 o'clock midday madness. Found a crankbait that's working to catch a few more fish. Kind of having to weed through the trout, catching a bunch of trout on this crankbait, but just picked up a bass.